let us continue playing Dwarf Fortress. When we last left off, we had found things that we want to dig out. And lots of it, to be honest. There's the tetrahedrite here, which is copper and possibly silver, which we're going to go for first, before heading down here for gold ore and silver ore. We'll be using the silver for weapons and the gold for probably statues and things, actually, come to this. And then we're going up there for some nuclear-powered goodness. Not that we can actually use it, but yeah, still fun. Quick survey suggests that gold and silver is the best way we can go here. Haven't found any iron ore. It's the only so far downer on this whole thing. But we do have copper at the least, so Salvarite. No, that's what we already have. This isn't anything of any importance over here. More of that. Heading down a bit, still more, still more, still more. It also doesn't kind of hurts that we're in a section here, and let's oh no. Well, we are up against the wall still, and it's unfortunately there's an open connection to anything else, so indigo clearance gems. We have lots and lots of. Actually, that might be it. What was this? Right. Well, either way, it's a long way down. And we're going to need a military force before we even consider going for the most of it. So what we're going to be doing is digging around the walls, as you can see, and that's how I'm planning to do this. So, let us continue. I've queued up a load of jobs, and let's see how much metal we get. Right. So, what of this can we dig out? Dig out all of that. Oh, hold on. I hadn't meant to queue that up as well, but oh well, we now have 5 of those. We're probably going to make a load of copper armour for initially, just because that way. Yeah, here we go. Tetrahedrite and tetrahedrite. Repeat. So that is pretty much autonomous. It will, the coke will produce 2 spare units of fuel, which will make 2 spare units of thing. So that'll work quite nicely. I just now need our furnace operator to go a bit more full time. Speaking of which, who is our furnace operator? It's not you. I think it's actually. This is our chef, isn't it? Now, down here is the expansion of the farming complex, which will actually have seed stockpile. The massive sort of L block shape is going to be the actual farm itself. What's being dug out currently is going to be the seed stockpile. And I'm getting slightly concerned by all of these corpse remains that are not being moved upwards. Can we get rid of these? I'm not feeling it's because our stockpile's full, but I'm not in the mood for miasma attacks. Oh, that was something else there? No, just some coal. Ah dear. More plump helmets on the way. I mean, true, the cat deals with all the Ds, and it does help, sort of, but yeah, the refuse stockpile's full. Outside, it doesn't matter at all. I've set up another massive designation for plant gathering and tree chopping, so hopefully now he will get rid of things. I also got rid of the mass bauxite, so all that to be dumped as well, so hopefully the refuse will go reasonably quickly. The 2 areas there are Farmer's Workshop, potentially, and I don't know. The area to the right was probably going to be a drink stockpile, based on how things normally go, and yay, legendary miner, digging through dirt. I'm preparing to be digging through, alright, we're out of logs for the bins, but we are having things being made, so that'll do. There's one spare dwarf who can go and clear up all the mess. Do, 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 do. So yeah, more farmland. This is probably not going to produce... Thinking about this, I might have this section not produce plump helmets because, except during winter, winter's always worth produce plump helmets just to raise the stock levels, especially if I'm now cooking them. What I can do though, food stockpile. Here, set up a status. So this one is going to be food. It's going to be only though plants and seeds. Might have built plants. We'll enable that. Probably enable that, but we're not using it at the moment. Okay. Plump helmet harvested. I currently have it set so all dwarves will harvest, which is fine. But of course, it means that everybody sort of gains dabbling grower as a skill, and of course they're virtually all plump helmets up there at the moment. Meanwhile, drink. Also, I've set up here so they're now going to... Their wall's in, so now they have to sort of go round, and they don't have a spare way in, because this was, at the point before this was built, this was a way in. Now that no longer applies. I did set up so that... hold on. You're actually trapped up there. Let's know where Mason is. Sheriff, we have somebody in need here. We need those stairs built. Might have to shut that off, but... Where's our sheriff? Not in his room. Okay, this is getting slightly worrying now, especially as now he's thirsty and is going to start suffering unhappy thoughts. There you are. What are you doing? Construct building. You know what? What are you actually constructing? Oh, it's constructing doors. No. I know it's part of your thing, but we're going to turn that... No, not that. Turn that off. Well, I don't think that actually changes anything. But what I could do you to do is getting your other... Your fellow mason needs you. Do some masonry. And as you've seen, the one side effect of having dirt flooring, we're now getting plants from various things. Right, so dump that there. Would you now... What are you doing? Right. So we'll do whatever that last job is, and... okay, we're at a plum helmet spawn. Okay. So let's just check status. Kitchen. And lots of random stuff. Over 100 plump helmets now. We do have some spawn left. It's either all being used or it's all in very random places. And yay, we have some actual things that we can use here. Or maybe not. I wonder why we can't get the strawberries up. Oh well, build a farm plot. It's going to be there. just see what we need. I'm getting really worried about that guy now. Right, now that you're no longer dumping items, what are you doing? Harvest. Right, orders. Only farmers now harvest. Getting a dwarf to do a single job is difficult. Especially as now he's on a break and having a drink. Yay! Migrant wave. Okay, how expensive is this? So you actually are a useless dwarf. So therefore... you might be considered for military. But for the moment, we shall go for farming fields. But actually, we do need a tanner, so I guess that's not such a bad thing. We have a wood burner, who is also warrior, armor user, fighter, kicker, dodger. Is he a teacher as well? No. Still not a bad thing overall. All in all, he's got some minor surgery skills. Doesn't have anything other than wood burning, but we can always change that because we like to have furnace operating. Similar thing, even if it's not quite wood burning. Right, another farmer type. A dyer. No real jobs there, so you can do dyeing as well as lime potash making. We're just going to have you set up as generalist because you're fairly useless. We have... That's a dog, I'm assuming. Right, we have a presser, who's also a warrior, and an adequate engraver. Okay, so that I think is going to become your full-time job. Stone detailing. And the farmer back here, who is a herbalist. Talented. Also building designer, also tanner. So, you can do tanning, plant gathering. Or any other jobs? Animal care. I think that'll do. Right. You are a wax worker, which is useful. Alright, we've got a clothes dwarf for the first time in a while, and that's good. Right, teacher allows him to teach the abilities he currently has in terms of combat to other dwarves with greater degree of success. Armor use is one of the most difficult ones to train because normally, if they're in a state where they're training their armor use skill, they're probably getting injured. And he has both competent that he's only a wrestler, unfortunately. But I suppose he could. We can get him a weapon later on once we actually have them designed. So that's for his actual jobs. I suppose closed dwarf isn't a bad thing at this stage. Clothes making, and he can do fishing in the meantime. And we have another a glazier. Mark's dwarf. Not going to argue with that. He doesn't have a lot of good skills, so he can do. No, we'll manage to get a. If we do the siege engineering route, we want that to be proper. Just because I have foresight about these things, you're going to be an apprentice mason. He's also going to do some engraving. Oh, we have a spare miner. That's useful. Gem setter. Talented. No, I can't remember. I think we got talented gem setters, but not talented gem cutters. And we have a third miner, actually. Though I'm not going to have you doing mining. Gem setting's fine. Farming fields and plant gathering processing. Right, miner. High Master. Okay, you have... well, actually... same as the other... I tend to put my miners onto stone detailing later because, meh, it's a useful enough job. But he's basically a miner. We have a lot of engravers now, but we do have a lot of place to make. All hail the mighty cheesemaker. Yeah, this is a good migrant wave, by the way. In case that needed saying. So that is farming fields, cheese making. You can also milk, because well, we don't have a lot of animals that require it. Go for it. Still more. And you kind of escaped it there. Armourer. Talented armour smith. Excellent. And, oh, finally! I've been waiting on this job. Right, so yes, armour smith. Very important. Also, good sir, you are added to nobility as our records keeper. Now, it does require things, but we'll sort that out momentarily. Then we have a crafts dwarf. Woodcrafter and clothes. They're both kind of worthless, actually. I suppose we're not going to use woodcrafting at all, really, but you might as well have that. I suppose, then... fish cleaning and dissection. You can learn that and just process fish for us. Oh, this is a ridiculous migrant wave. Weaponsmith. Talented. Okay, we're sorted now. Also fisher dwarf and also a competent diagnostician. Unfortunately, we already have a chief medical dwarf, even if you're more suitable to the task. Right, so yes, weaponsmithing. Very useful. What are your other jobs? Fisher dwarf and cook. I don't mind that. As long as it's not all you do. In fact, since we have multiple things for the moment, we can turn fishing off, and I think it's in farming related. Cooking. Then up here we have you and your refresher. So labour. Let's think about this. I suppose shearing and spinning is possible. You know what, I did build some hives earlier. You can go beekeeping, and we do have people who can press, though I can't remember where they went to. Plant gathering, plant processing, milling, and beekeeping. You're going to get stung quite a lot. This is not ending. This really is not ending, but that gives us an adequate... ooh, High Master Potter, Level Worker, and Bone Doctor. So, farming related. Actually, no, it's crafts, isn't it, for level working? We did pick up some levers as well, so that's useful. Skilled observer, so he learns quickly. Skilled armor user. Oh, he's going. I think this guy is going to be our military captain. In fact, almost certainly, considering the length and the amount of skills he does have. Let's find a bit of paper. So Lucum Monum Rebd. Right, how many more for how many more? Well, at least one more farmer. Milker, also Marks Dwarf, also Woodcrafter. I don't deal with useless dwarves, so you can farm the fields. And you can milk. And I guess you can fish. Right, we have a ranger, which is probably a recipe for... no, actually, no, he's not. Animal trainer, though. animal training, animal care, butchery, essentially. You're going to have a variety of jobs because I can't think of what would be useful for you. I would prefer you to be a ranger, actually. Farming fields. If all else fails, always farming fields is a useful one, especially now I've set up so only farmers will harvest. Leather worker? Leather worker or dyer, both useless. Okay. Leather working and dyeing. You can also go and beekeep. It's not ending. We got 20 dwarves in this wave already. We have another... Oh god, I might have to change my mind about which one was going to be my chief dwarf. High Master Cook, though. I'm not going to... No. High Master Cook, that's your job. Competent animal take carer. Take your care of her. Also a metalsmith, comedian, and observer. Oh. It's blacksmithing, I believe. 21. I haven't had a... I'm not sure I've ever had... Oh, hey! Perfect. I'm waiting on this one. Right, so you are jewellery gem cutter. General... Also warrior, so actually that can be a full-time job then. And we get, animal-wise, a rooster, a goose. Oh god, we're still not done. What are you? Shearer, comedian. Shearer, comedian, farmer, plant gatherer, plant processor. Right. Well, that took a while. So, they're going to gather in the place there for the moment. First up, we have additional pigs, and I think it's fair to say I now need to actually do some sorting out because I've got a lot to process. So, even though it's not the end of the season, I'm going to end the video here temporarily. Might start it back up and just push it back together as a full video, but I need, as you can understand, 21 dwarves I think we got there. Yeah, 21 dwarves. That's a lot that we need to sort out, so 2 moments. Okay, I've only done a brief number of things. I've given the bookkeeper his room, although I need to, once the table and chair are in, he'll be able to become a proper bookkeeper. I've set up the farming area because it's now painfully obvious we now need to sort of expand our food industry for the moment. And what else? Oh yeah, I've cancelled all the jobs on masonry, so you will actually now go and build the right things to help your comrade. I've set up the construction of more beds, and you're actually going to do... Oh, that's a start. If you get that built, then it's a slow way round. I'm afraid to build the stairs, to be honest, but... Go on, one more, and then we can actually save that dying dwarf. Dwarf is saved! Run to freedom, please. Oh, actually, no, I've just realised you've actually properly trapped yourself because that bit of floor isn't actually finished yet. Right. Well, at least starts have been made. We have no idlers, so already jobs are happening all over the place quite rapidly. What I'm going to do is just let things happen for a couple of moments. Hey, that's better. Right, so now we have you working as a mason for the moment. With hives inserting in. And what have we learned? Don't trap your... I give up. You know what? No, fine, sod it. Trap yourselves there, be my guest. Nish creates a masterpiece. So, looking at everything down here, should have... Yeah, we've got a fair amount of fair amount of the copper ores sorted out, so we've got basic armour if it comes to it. And it's just a case of... things are actually happening with that. Excellent. Right, we want you to build then is an expansion to this workshop area. Probably massive expansion, really. Well, once that's done, we'll at least have things started. Bees are now in. So what we want to build is a... where are we? I think it's a workshop. Screw press, which can go... might as well go here, actually. Put it here. And make it out of chalk mechanisms 2 of. Oh, by the way, I mentioned I was doing this a while ago, but I never got around to it. Let us then... oh darn, I can't actually... I've got to get a link lever to a lever, apparently I can't. Yeah, well. We'll link it to the death trap later, assuming we ever get around to that. Right, do we have a bed? Yes. We need F, cabinet, H for... need chalk coffers. Head down a bit, so... because this is now the bookkeeper's room, and if I'm just sort out, throne room, side chair, bookkeeper, make a dining room, assigned to bookkeeper. Huzzah! We now have a bookkeeper who can do his job, I believe. Modest office, meagre quarters, meagre dining room. Hey, that'll do. Doesn't need much more than that. And Feymood. Okay, that's fine. So where's our fish? What's our fish dwarf going to take over? Okay, so that's been claimed. Anyway, who is this? That's one of our land gems, and there's hey, he's thankfully been able to make a start on it. So what's he actually taken? I think he's just going to become a legendary stonecrafter, which is fine. I don't mind that. A lot of animals nearby. Right, anyway, while he's doing that, how are things going down here? Things are being dug out. Problem, of course, is because I didn't anticipate having additional miners at this stage. They're sort of crossing it, because only one of them can actually work on it at a time currently. We have a chalk amulet. Nope, not that. And he has become a legendary stone dwarf. So, basic value 33,600. In a chalk amulet, all craftsmanship is of the highest quality, encrusted with chalk and amethyst, and circled with bonds of chalk. This object menaces with spikes of chalk. Right, then I think you have to change your profession now, because you're no longer a fisher dwarf. You are a stone crafter. what I also can do now, table, table, chair, chair. FH, door, door, or repeat. Yeah, I'd rather have this upper level dug out quite quickly, if I'm honest. But we'll see. Well, let's just start on the upper levels. So, what do we want here? We want bed, repeat, because we're going to need more of them now. Bins, because they're always useful. And I guess we can build... What do we actually need? Almost just training. Yeah, that might work quite well. We'll do that. And yay, the wall is in. Now what we just need is to from miners to dig out a bit more area. Okay, so the farming's done. So that is, what's that? That's our sweet pods. So quarry bushes, into quarry bushes, into quarry bushes, into plum helmets. Larger area will be dimple cups, into cave wheat, into cave wheat, into dimple cups. Smaller farm up here will be plump helmets, pigtails, pigtails, plump helmets, quarry bushes, pigtails, pigtails, and dimple cups. What haven't we actually set up a lot of? Well, cave wheats we'll go for. We like beer here. And all this upper level can be, oh, that can be a small plump helmet only thing. And whatever I feel like. Okay, go. That should get the farmers doing things. Build, we need another workshop, which will be a farmer's workshop. And will be made out of chalk. And another farmer's workshop up here, which will be made out of chalk. Especially since we can now have quite a lot of plant processors sorted out, and we can probably from that... Yeah, okay. So, what we want to do is... I think we have the other one on cheese making permanent. Yeah, which is actually being done. So what we want here is processing plants. Repeated. Okay, so that's now being dug out. We have more coke. More coke than we know what to do with, if we're honest. Do we have we don't have a lot of doors. We need additional masonries. So, what's the plan from here then? So we need another mason. That's definite. Needs unrotten milk item, no worry. Need a potash lye ashery thing anyway. What's that making now? Pots, pots, pots. Repeat, repeat, repeat. To repeat. Jug, since we now have some honey, and that'll just prepare it. Hive, because we might as well. That'll do. Okay, wherever mine has gone, and I think I have a rough idea. It will have gone down here. Okay, we now have gold. We now have silver. All is good in the world. Don't have a lot of it, admittingly, from there, but... Alright, that's what this is the other thing we need. We need another, a couple of smelters and things. Right, build bed. And there. And there. We have struck Morganite. What is Morganite, I might hear you ask? This is that. It's all chalk, so there must be something down here. And as we are going to discover, Morganite is... I have no idea where we found Morganite. Oh well. On the plus side, as you can see, we're going through silver veins. So we can expand all that. Also expand out to that. It's digging without breaking through. So we'd rather not have additional entrances. We'll just have to wall them up again. But it's interesting to see what we can get without worrying about that. Alright, so we now have Mason. Sheriff is presumably on a break. No job, actually. That's because there's only one Mason position, unfortunately. We want that top area dug out. Okay, so we have some copper being made. Let's then... Copper bolts repeated. Probably the most useful thing we can do with them, because we prefer not to have them for defensive ores right this second. Any new captured animals? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, where are you off to? On a break. Well, don't get eaten up there, wherever you're going. Right, so we have... Well, that area is being dug out nicely. Actually, that's probably useless at the moment. I don't know, how did we get in there? Oh, there, I didn't set that up properly. Oh well, cancel all of that. We have one small room sorted anyway. And more coke, which is... Cancels for each large creature, needs... Where are you? And why are you releasing a large creature? Ooh, Tanner's workshop's now sorted out, so we can start tanning hides again. I actually don't know. Hold on. Oh, okay. Now I see. Okay. That's why we got problems. Okay. So... we have captures. I think if we go to animals now... Alright, somebody's going to have to explain why I can't queue up the caged animals as... Unless they're supposed to be in the animal stockpile, I don't know. Well, I guess what I can do for that one then is go dump... so I set up this bottom area to be it, so dump all those. Need more cages, apparently. What I'd rather have is my miners doing something. Oh, we have multiple miners now. And that just seemed to grab a table. That's our tame rooster, who's a pet, unfortunately. Otherwise I would kill it. Right. Build armor stand. You can go here. Weapon rack, which can go here. And I think it's about time we started on our military. So, squads. Create a squad. We want them to be metal armoured. Their relevant skills. Talented mace dwarf. Competent hammer dwarf. Who did we say was likely to be it? It was Locum. Yeah, it was you, and then we saw you. So you have level worker, bone doctor, potter. I suppose you can be the commander because actually you're not skilled observer. He could be the captain or the commander or whatever. I have to think about this one. Apologies, phone went off. And I've been distracted. Alright, you know what, for the moment, for the sake of argument, we shall... the dangerous knives. Military. We shall give the dangerous knives first top position. Oops, no, we want top position. Go to Locum. He will be supported by a talented mace dwarf, proficient spear dwarf, competent wrestler, a competent fighter, and a competent fighter. Any other relevant skills? Now, Senior Maxwell, being the sheriff, will get his own squad eventually, but this will allow him to train his hammer skill. So, yes, he will still act as the person even if he's part of that squad. So then what we want to do is we want to set this room up to be side bed. Lucum's. Don't think he needs anything as a military commander, but he's now got it. Next, we need to set this up as a bedroom. There we go. Which is a barracks. squad equipment, individual equipment. Right. Now we need to assign some things. This always goes a bit wrong for me. What we also need to do on the military screen is set up alert status. So instead of going from inactive, we're going to go to active. So they are now active and doing training, which is harder. So yeah, they're active. In an active position, they went harder. There we go. So inactive, no squads, no burrow restrictions. No burrow restrictions here for the active. We'll need to set up another one for the siege mentality, but that'll do for now. So we're currently under active training alert. Equipment. Now senior bonage for the moment. Get rid of that. Weapon, specific weapon. We have a steel warhammer, which he wants. Okay. So one hammer dwarf. Then need another. So what we need then is another hammer. Hammer, mace, spear, wrestling. 2 question marks. And obviously Senor Maxwell is already a hammer dwarf. Okay. So, resume. And there we go. So now training is going to happen. Wait for combat training, sleep, individual combat drill, individual combat drill. Okay, perfect. And a military commander already getting used to his room. Now very importantly, the bit odd, but he's decided to use that one. I think the forts are going to say that we don't have enough tables, and we don't have enough chairs, but let's see how we're doing. Oh god, we got loads of the things. Well, that's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Nope. Guess we could use the fine one for a change. Right, so now that's done, we're going to work on this secondary one for the moment. By the way, we're going to go designation, remove designation. Cut that off. And cut that off. Meanwhile, build another bed which can go there. And another bed which can go here. Good quality bed which needs container, chalk coffers, cabinets, table, and a chair. Right, no idea who I'm going to assign that room to yet, but I think we need to start thinking about that, certainly. So, bedroom. Assign bed 2. LP zones. Assign 2 Drixman, and then later on, so that's all 7 of us, the starting doors now have one. And they're off, no more idlers, while they go and build some things. Wait for combat training. Hopefully that will get rid of his rusty hammer dwarf skills. Apparently we don't have any. Must have used up all the sweet pots there or something. Right, let's go for a random person. Delboy, what are your thoughts? Might very fine seat lately. Might find seat lately. Slept in a very good bedroom lately. So it's about to work levy. Caught up in a new romance. Raquel? Oh dear God. Okay, fair enough. No questions. So, more stuff being made. Elves. Okay. Okay. Elves. Let's see what they've got to offer us. Brooker requested at depot. The elves have arrived. Meanwhile, let's consider what goods we're going to move back and forth then. We can sort by value now that we have that sorted out. So we got finished goods bin, which is willow, unfortunately. Green tourmaline earring. Food pot. Food pot. A couple of gem bins. Actually, no. I tend not to if I can avoid it. Oh, we have some good quality copper bolts now. We'll stick to the mechanisms because they're always a good little thing to trade away. We have a cheese pot. Some more mechanisms. And we have some gold nuggets, which may or may not be worth anything to us. Let's just start with those for the moment. I doubt they'll have anything we significantly after, because of course they're elves. Wood is only useful for burning. And for beds, I will concede. I find it slightly... I don't know. I'm gonna have to shut you off of fishing, I think. You're a legendary fisher. Or a legendary stone dwarf these days. You should at least be doing what you're brilliant at. In the meantime, we wait for wait for me to turn up to actually do something. I think I'm heading up over there. Right. Let's turn myself off of mining. And hopefully that means I'm going directly over to... Where am I? Oh, I've gone for a drink. Well, I kind of need it if I'm going to go and see the elves. The one thing is, we should be able to get some seeds that will work above ground here. Right. Build, workshop, masons. That's needed. Next is going to be our backup furnace. Well, smelter thing, in fact. Oh, hold on. Let's think about this one. Do we have iron to make another anvil? Hey, okay, we can do some trading. So, what do you have other than a lot of wood? We'll take this because it's good for burning and it's about the only time you can ever trade it. Apparently the elves have some ethical way of taking it, I don't know. Right, so we're taking all that wood. Useful. Wine barrel, yeah, I suppose elvish alcohol maybe. Strawberry wine barrel. Pilot bucket. See, all this useless armour. What they do have, though, are some whipvine seeds, ragweed seeds, prickleberry seeds, various seed things, and then cloth. So not overly interested in sort of starting our cloth industry just yet, but stocking up on things might be useful. Right, various food. We'll take some wild strawberries. You really don't have a lot that we want. Okay. So, look, I mean, just look at the value difference here. Already we're giving him a profit. You know what? We'll go with that. We could offer the elves things, of course, but... Right, we'll take the thread. We don't want bags, and I'm going to have to go for a mass load of cloth bins before I get there. It's a bag, a fibre bag. Decorated chest, I guess. So I don't mind losing comparative value here, because all we're really giving away is food and cheese. And of course our ridiculous earring of awesomeness. I suppose we can always take the barrels. And a mahogany cage. There we go. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else we want from the elves, really. So I can now shut you off of being required. By the way, did your skill at appraisal go up? Adequate. Hasn't had to lie in a while, though. No, we need 3 iron bars in order to do that. Oh well. I think then that we can't actually build can't build a second one, can we? I don't know, maybe we can. Oh no, it's the actual ah, okay. No. I can build the smelter, certainly, but I can't Right now, no seeds available for that location. I've built that in a useless place, haven't I? Oh well. Right, so now that we have a secondary masons, this one is going to produce doors. Doors, no, I actually don't really want blocks. Pretty much he's going to do exactly what the other one's doing, just table, throne and coffins. Pretty much exactly what the other one's doing. But of course now we have additional facilities. So, build a workshop, clothing, might go back and trade for some of that. Might. What do we have? We don't have a siege workshop yet, but we don't need one. Particularly. Ashery. Willow blocks, willow barrels, willow bucket. Yay! Double time on the building things. And hopefully soon, double time on the goods. What I'm going to do then is set up. I know I made these quite a while ago, but I want another another stockpile here. With one purpose in mind, really. Oops. How are we doing on the digging out this area front? A load of silver being dug out. No objection to that. What I want is a stockpile for the gold and silver to be up there. So then we can start making work on silver weaponry, at the very least. Initially silver weaponry. Because of course we can't make spears out of silver, they're useless. Can't make swords out of silver, they're useless. But maces and hammers are not useless. Then we have a second legendary miner. A lot of bars and blocks already sorted. We have a look here, waiting for striking demonstration. Individual combat drill, individual combat drill, organised striking demonstration. Dabbling teacher. And that's what the teacher skill basically is, and as I've said, armour's the big one. Because it's very difficult to train. Right, status. Ah, we've gone into summer without me realising it. Okay, so therefore I'm going to end the video. 7th of 1177. We have 37 dwarves. We have expansion sorted out with a lot to process, and what we need here. Beds, barrels. Actually, we probably don't need barrels. Need bins though. And yeah, things are progressing quite nicely. So, actually, I do have one thing I could probably do. Digit. Nope. So I can trade that away, I guess. Or I can actually just keep it in place, I don't know. So already our cage has been put to use and has been put thing there. Can we actually not use that as part of the animal? No, apparently we can't. Alright, I'll work out how to do that. Anyway, until next time then.